Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Beatrice Ajayi. I'm an artist based in Glasgow in Scotland, and here in my studio I love to share what I get up to, the different mediums I love to use and the topics that I cover. So if it's your first time here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. And today, what am I doing in the studio? This is one of my snapshot moments. I wanted to share what I've been doing today, Monday, the 12th of May. Just checked my phone there, and to show you what I'm getting up to in the studio. I've actually spent some time working on some items. I'll show you clips of those through the video, but also I am starting to put some paints back into this palette. So this, let's see, this is like a Stay Wet palette that I have had for a while, and I haven't put paint in it because I've been waiting to do so. So this is my chance to do that today. I'm just relaxing, going through my studio and organizing things into places where I can find it more accessible to get to them, and yeah, so that I could just sit down and paint anytime I come into the studio. So this paint here I had, it's a red. Let's see what color it is. It's a cadmium red. And what I found was that I've used quite a lot of it and it's not coming out of the little jar anymore. So I put some water in it and I'm shaking that around to try and get it to be kind of mixed up, and then I'll put it onto my palette. So that's what I'm doing right now. So once I get these colors down, I've got the yellow now. Once I get these colors down into my palette, then I will start painting. And I wanted to work on some small mini paintings that I have frames for, and I want to create some abstracts. So I'm really excited about the different subjects that I cover on this channel, and it keeps me kind of active in my brain to try out different things. So that's what I'm organizing myself for. I hope you did check out my what was it? Yeah, my video that I released on Sunday here on the channel. I like to release videos on different days, kind of regarding different subject matter as well. But I've been doing like art logs, painting, talking sessions on my Sundays, but I want to go through the week sharing different aspects, different things, and also just having fun. Because here on the channel, how can I have a channel and not maximize the time I have? So if I have the space in my mind and energy to spend more time here with you guys, then I'm going to do that. So that is what I'm excited to do. So I'm just going to get on with putting all these different colors I'm excited about onto my palette here, and then I will get into painting and I'll get back to you guys. So I'm going to get on with this and I'll see you in a moment. So this is what it looks like, my palette that I have been working on and adding these colors. I also have the small pieces I'm going to be working on here, and they've been stuck to this card. It's like an Amazon box that I'm going to paint on, or packaging I should say. I've got some other paints here. I may not use them. I just want to focus on what's on the palette here. I have a creamy yellow white mixed in here, and I've got a blue as well into these two gesso containers. I just added tints of other colors, and I'm noticing I don't have any dark colors here. I don't really want to use like a black or anything, but if I do, I will have that probably from one of these open acrylics. Here I've got my black open acrylic here. So let's get on with it. I'll set you up and we'll have a quick session of going over a couple of layers with these, and that can be the snapshot for today. So let me set you up. So oh yes, I see, I think I know what it is. I don't know why my actual camera went off. Have I not been recording this? Let me just check something a moment. Screening. Right, let's go out. Did I actually even record that process? I might not have recorded this. Let's see. That one. Yep, I've not recorded it. So I'm going to start again. Welcome to how I've started painting something and then I haven't shown it to you. I set myself up and didn't press the record button. So that's me doing that now. Also, I want to mirror as well. So awesome. A snapshot that wasn't any shot, basically. Let's see. Right, let's get this back. Let's leave it like that. So I'll stop this way. So yeah, I just want to come in and apologize that I started recording and I hadn't pressed, well, I started recording this visual one as me talking to you and I didn't press my recording for the actual process of what I was doing. So I'm going to continue. So that video is missing currently because it never happened. But yeah, this is where I am with, from where you saw the initial look, and this is where I am right now. And I'm going to keep on adding to it. So I think I want to be conscious of not trying to create anything in particular. I just want to be able to work on something abstract. That's what I have in my head. So adding lots of layers and playing around with the artwork is my intention. And I'll just keep putting layers until I think something works. I don't want to pressure myself on this. It's just to see how the colors work together. And I want to use some smaller brushes as well to work on some more details with this. So it's about bringing the whole thing together. So let's see, what else? Where else can I put some of this blue? And as I said, I'll just keep scratching into it. So this is a snapshot of some of the work I'm doing in my studio. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm adding layers to this. And I'm also got myself linked up to my screen, my computer screen, so that I can see what I'm doing, because what I've noticed in my portrait paintings is that sometimes, because it's flat on the table, which is not the way I always want to paint, I want to be able to use my easels as well so that my neck doesn't strain, which I find is a thing that happens, and that means that I need to have a break and do some other activities. So I am mixing up what I do in the studio as much as possible so that I don't end up getting that kind of strain. But today already, actually, I spent some time working on some clay artwork, and I am now currently working on this because I've been thinking about this. I need to, you see, for creating original artwork, which is what I sell, I am constantly needing to think about what artwork I'm creating, how I'm going to present it. And the thing I like to do is work on something all the time, even if it's a little at a time, so that I don't feel like I need to rush things. So with this little collection that I have here, I'm not wanting to rush it. I'm trying to get an idea, working in a series and enjoying the colors I'm creating. So right now I'm using all of these And sometimes I might end up doing some collage over this again. So just going around and playing with it and taking my time. I have some other colors I can bring in, like warm ones. And my colors, I can sometimes have them very saturated just because I like bright colors, to be honest. I like a lot of bright colors. And I just want to be free to see what they look like. It's kind of like making swatches, but on the actual art piece. And then as I'm playing around with it on the different artwork, I'm hoping that some kind of information is being transferred into my actual brain that will help me remember and learn about that for future reference. So also it's like building a series. So these are all the different aspects to working on multiple paintings at once. So, because the paint, some of it is still wet, I can kind of blend them in together. That's what I'm doing. If some areas are dry, I'll kind of like scumble over those areas as well. Here, this is still wet. I'm going to dig into this. So I could use a different brush at some point. Let's see. Let's mix that up with a different tool, possibly. I have a whole range of, let's see. I've got this here, which is a palette knife. So I could bring in some other colors with that, just to use a different tool. And I'm not looking at the colors too detailedly because when they're dry and I look at them again, I can decide what I think. So painting for me at the moment is the process. How does it feel like when I'm moving this palette knife across the page? How does that feel? I can scratch into this as well. Make a lot of shapes. They can all get covered, so I'm not, as I said, I'm not worried about that. Just going in and adding the same color in different pieces. Scraping, scratching. And just relax painting. So this is what I have been spending my time on today, and I'm enjoying myself. At this point anyway, as I said, I did some clay work, which hopefully I remember to record and add to this snapshot. I'm not really sure how long I should make my snapshots. I was trying to think of them as a very short intro to something, but I have been thinking that I should just go with what I feel for everything. I've been trying to make rules on myself, which I'm finding are probably limiting my creativity, because if you start something like this and then you cut it short, that's not really good, because then if you get into the flow of making something like I think I am now, then I'm cutting myself off, which makes no sense. So I'm thinking I want to mix some other colors in. I've not been using that much red recently, so I'm going to mix some red in here. And I might come back and add some white to that. But I'll just look at the screen. My screen is a little bit delayed actually in what I'm seeing. So add some more red on all of them actually. So let's see, let's add some red from all of them. Now I'll be thinking, oh, it's too red. But as I said, as it dries, I can go over with another color. Sometimes I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to cover this color, I don't want to cover that. Other times I'm like, you know what, I don't mind. Then sometimes I like the marks that have been made in something, and then I'm like, oh, I want to keep that mark. But I know that I will add some lighter colors. I'm going to go in now and bring in this fluorescent pink. Again, I'm sure I've added it already before, but I'm going to bring that in and just dot it around, then I'll come back and deal with it. So I'm going to dot it around where? Areas that I think that the family is similar. I should have a bit more value difference in here, so I feel like there's some dark areas that could be in here that are not. So I'm gonna have to figure out what color. I'm gonna bring in some blues at some point to darken some areas. So changing my tools really adds interest, and so I've got pink on all of them, I think. So I'm gonna bring in some ultramarine blue, and part of having my palette here as well is that I could mix some colors instead of bringing them straight onto the painting, but I am not doing that, so I need to think about that. So mix it, mix. So yeah, some situations I should let them dry. Here I'm going to bring in some brighter color here and mix it in and see what this is like. And sometimes, like I'm saying, for the mixing, if I'm thinking of it like, you know, making a swatch or something like that, you know, I am mixing the colors on the painting and just enjoying the result. I know that there's warm in there, there's cool in there. I don't mind. I'm just gonna enjoy the result. And those little marks are what add to make the painting. So right now what I'm looking for is a toothpick to scratch into these. So I had one I just put in here today. See if I can see it. Yep, I can see it. Falling in between all the tools, so I've seen it. So I'm just gonna scratch into this a little bit. So what I'd probably need to do is let this dry, and then once it dries I will be able to come back in and work on it. So yeah. I really want to put some, like, I'll take my time. Even with this, actually, I've just remembered that you can take a plain sheet. What I do sometimes, because I use sheets of white printing paper, and you can just dab it over this. And what that can do is you remove some of the color on it, and it helps it dry faster, but also you end up with a piece of paper that you can use for your collaging. So I'm just gonna see. Here, I have one here. Oops, I'm about to cause some real chaos. Right, let's put that there. So I have these sheets that I've already been doing exactly that when I was painting something else, and I just kind of like put it over that. So I'm going to do that with this and just squish it over and remove some of the paint. So that's you taking that off. You're sticking to it. That's fine. I will. So this can get messy. So Now they've probably changed direction and everything, but I will still just use them the way they are. Gonna let that dry. This other side didn't have anything, so I'm gonna do this side as well. Sometimes you spritz it before you do this, and it actually is not as sticky as this, but you get different effects. So there, so now we've got some extra color on this that I can use another time, and I have taken a lot of the color of this so it will dry a lot faster as well, and I can go in and do some more mark making as well. But all these times taking, adding the details is what will make these pieces even more interesting. But yeah, so I'll let this dry. I really would be interested in bringing in some lighter colors into this. I really love the turquoise blues though in the background of this. And there's just interesting details coming in. So like the scratches, there's just some interesting bits coming in. I can use my woody pencils, I could use my coloring pencils once it dries. And actually I just remembered I've not set up my heating tool nearby, because that's another way that I can make this dry a lot quicker, and then I can work on it. But let me see if I can just get something else on here. I can see a blue that I might want to use. So I'm going to dry off my brush really as much as possible, as dry as possible. And let's see, this blue, this is like a really bright, brilliant blue color. I love the way this one looks. This looks interesting as well. So what I would look at maybe as well is bringing in colors that are similar to each other next to each other. I really don't want to touch this at the moment. I'd like them to dry. Let's see what this one looks like. Yep. This doesn't have as much blue in it, so I might bring in a blue. So you can see that bright blue there. And then this is when we can start shaping things and going in and thinking about how we start to tell a story in the piece. So let's see, like in here I might expand this a little bit so the colors are similar. Then I would come in and start mixing other colors that are similar, but to carry across, I think that's interesting. This side here, so this brush is quite dry. Just connecting bridges across from where there's a color and starting to bring things in, and then I'll start playing with this and it'll get more and more intricate the more we add to it. And you can lose yourself in this just by adding and playing, and you've got multiple paintings going at once, so it's just really interesting how that ends up working. I'm just cutting across and creating like planes that were not there before. Let's see. And some of the details that were there before are still showing through, like the turquoise and the writing, still showing through. Some areas are still wet, so I think I need to stop as well, basically, so I don't ruin what is there already. I like quite a few different areas. I'm going to bring some blue into this bit and mix some of this here. So that looks quite nice, that blue against this deep turquoise, well not turquoise, ultramarine blue there. I like that. So if I was bringing something in here somewhere, so mixing this, it's getting darker. There's still like a blue in here, but It's like a different plane, and it's subtle. I think I'm gonna add this here. So this is mixing the bright blue with the red in this area and giving it like a neutral bluey browny gray, which that's not bad. And I'm moving this around. Right, this needs to stick down a bit more. It's moving around now. Let's see, what else could I add? Where else could I add something? I think I'll let it dry for now. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll let it dry for now, and then I will share maybe another time what I got up to with this. But yeah, I think that looks a lot of fun. Let me just stick this down because I'm gonna do this and it's gonna fall off. But yeah, so very bright, saturated, but I will push it back once it's dried. I'll put the next layer I'll put on. I will really work on it with some coloring pencils. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So I thought I'd share that today. And I'm going to let this dry and get on with something else, maybe tidying the rest of the studio, getting other ideas for what I can be doing. So yeah, I will see you guys next time for another snapshot. Don't know when that will be. Could be tomorrow if I'm in the mood, if I'm feeling like doing it. The point is I'm sharing a snapshot of the day and the day of my creativity, basically. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. All the layers matter, all of them count. I didn't finish these paintings with you today. That's fine. That's what happens. You just work in stages on different projects and it will come together eventually. But you have in mind what it is that where you're going, and that's all that matters. But in the meantime, enjoy the journey, play around and have fun. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Please do subscribe. It really helps me in the channel, also to share with other people. So I'm really excited for where I feel I want to go with the channel. I'm really encouraged by my subscribers. Thank you so much for doing that, for subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time. So, and also check out all the stuff I have in the description. I do have a website which has like some other artworks I've already created, and I'll post wherever as well. So just let me know what you want and I'll see if I can accommodate you. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I am Beatrice Ajayi and I will see you next time. Bye.